I am Dungeon Master, your guide in the realm of Dungeons and Dragons.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I am the Dungeon Master, and this is Dragons of Starfall. We are rejoining the party tonight as they head back along the river towards Waterran from Langenberg. As they were passing through, a young boy came running up to them, missing half of one of his arms. He told them of a creature that was attacking everybody. They thought it might be Grumpy, the giant snapping turtle that everyone knows of from local lore. But upon arrival, they quickly see that they are dealing with a different kind of massive marine monstrosity. This beast usually hunts out on the open sea, but has somehow become stranded far upriver, hundreds of miles from its usual hunting grounds. It is half beached as it lashes its head back and forth, snapping up bits and pieces of the local NPCs who were just down here trying to fish for a living. You guys can roll for you guys can initiatize as we begin this session.
It looks like I don't even know what's going on yet.
I'm not going anywhere near that damn thing.
Gary stays in front of Electo, bravely protecting him. Although I suppose Electo's probably up on Tusky, ain't he?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And Drago's definitely flying up on Zima.
Yep. I do believe that's what you had said at the end of last session, was that you wanted to take Zima up and kind of scout the area. So, you guys can see a massive Leopleurodon. It is something like a turtle without a shell, but with the mouth of a massive crocodilian. This thing weighs, in the 15-ton plus range, and has muscles that rival your massive bull elephant. Go
Whoa, that sounds scary.
go ahead and roll
You're
for
here.
initiative, Arn, and then we can begin.
I am in the tracker. I rolled a 16.
Excellent. Oh, I suppose I have to roll for the rest of the NPCs.
So sorry, I I was having headset issues.
Oh, no worries.
Don't worry, it happens to me all the time.
Yeah, I got a new microphone. I was having problems setting it up.
Your voice sounds much smoother.
I know you get to hear my weird squeaky voice in high definition.
All right, give me 30 seconds and we'll begin combat.
But Gary's an all-star. He's up there first.
Yeah, Gary's kind of becoming a hero, or at least he feels like it. He did save us from the he had a hand in saving us from that mind flare back there. I'll give him
Yep.
that. So we're just gonna smash this thing's teeth in. Is that the plan?
You don't
Yeah,
want to
sort of push it back
I
into the water.
would say the melee people should just give it a pass and let range handle it completely.
Yeah, you think you could give us a nice bite?
I think I think it can literally swallow you whole.
All right, sounds great. I'll just slice it from the inside, man. Let me in there.
Its skin is too thick to be pierced from the outside. All right, so Gary's like, I'm gonna ready my spear, and if you guys want me to, I'll charge, but unless given an order, I'm not going to. So, Arn.
You know what, Gary? I think you have the right idea. This seems kind of scary. uh, okay, I mean, is there tons of people here? Like, I remember in the last episode we were talking about there being people here that were getting eaten.
The
Are there
kid's
people here?
parents are eating for sure.
Yeah. It's like this is a very, very small community of people, and there's like 6 or 7 of them down here who are fishing, and there's like currently like an indeterminate number of body pieces kind of, around, and at least 2 or 3 people in various states of like screaming.
And they're kind of in our area right here. I know they're not on the map, but just for my own brain, they're here.
Yeah, they're in this beach area.
Okay, and how shallow is this water that the Leopleurodon sitting in?
It's
Well,
like
he's
beached.
Excuse me?
It's basically beached.
Oh, can it flop on the sand? Like, can it walk around?
A little.
Okay. Well, for my action, what I'm gonna do is try to find any citizens that are in danger within range of the Leopleurodon and try to pull them away from it. Some that are still breathing, kind of wiggling. I'm gonna help them out. If that's possible, of course.
Oops, I was pushing the wrong button. Yeah, so there's a couple of people who are like kind of crawling out of the shallow surf. It's not really surf, the shallow water, and
Swamp.
yeah, and crawling up onto the beach, blood dripping from various wounds, and so you grab one of them, there's an older man and a younger woman. Which one do you grab?
Are they like on different sides?
Yeah, it's a total Batman scenario.
Hmm.
You got to only save one.
Well, whichever one's closer. I mean, I know that sounds silly, but you know what? Evens is the man, odds is the woman. All right, I go for the woman. I chase over to her, and I'm gonna be like, I'm just not even gonna say anything. She's just trying to crawl out. I just pull her out.
You have successfully prevented Two-Face from being born. You save the woman and drag her over there. You can see that she's bleeding, but you can't tell from where. There's just blood all over her dress.
Okay, to kind of help with the wounds, I'm going to use lesser restoration. That way she stops bleeding. Not lesser restoration. Lay on hands. That way she doesn't bleed out on us here. I know
Just
she's going to be in some pain, but she's, you know,
just
you're,
1 point.
yeah, just kind of like to like stop her wounds from bleeding. Just
Yep.
whatever that is magically. I don't, yeah.
With a prayer to Torm, you lay your hands on the woman, and a soft white light encases your hands, and suddenly she is less panicked and can feel that her wounds have closed. She's still covered in blood, but will live this day.
I say I'm so sorry, and like that's all I say, and then I kind of like move over back to the team to assist with any needs that might.
Oh no, you can't move.
Oh, I'm full movement. Okay.
Yeah,
I'd be like,
well, it's just you had already moved, grabbed her, dragged her, and so like that slows you down. So you've
okay,
like used up all your movement.
no, that's fine. Okay, I'll leave it to Electo, Big A.
Okay, so I think I count as a ranged person, so I am going to go ahead and attack the Leopardon with a Witch Bolt.
Zap zap.
So just no consideration for like possibly getting it pushed back out at all. Just it's got to die.
Well, you said it's like thousands of miles away from the water. It's not like it just lives in this lake.
It's
From its home, yeah.
It's hundreds of miles from the sea where it normally hunts, but it somehow got like up river, so it's like a whale that's, swam up the Hudson Bay or something.
Agree. This is a pest to these people. This is not the Night Porter. He is from far away.
If we had
Yeah.
a druid or some type of like, I don't know, some way of like speak with animals. I don't know, like something that we would be able to do. I don't think I would have anything to be able to do other than attack it. Does anyone have any like brilliant ideas for something else that we could try?
Oh, and
No,
I'm sorry, I just want to throw in there that I'm not telling you guys not to attack it. It's just my job as DM to make you question every decision you make.
Yeah, don't worry. We're not questioning you. It's okay. Just let
it'll never make it back home.
process.
That's like a whole weird quest trying to get this. It would have to die. It's fast.
Yeah, I mean, we got to get it. We could calm emotion and just let it die out here because it probably can't breathe very well on the beach. But otherwise, we have to kill it. Like, we're not getting it back out to the ocean, and we're not going out there to dig it out. We get eaten.
Okay, cool. So here we go.
Zap it.
A bolt of greenish lightning streaks out from Electo's hands and strikes the Leopleurodon. The lightning continues to surround the monstrous marine reptile, and every so often deals additional damage.
Good job, Electo. Nice zap.
That is what I'm best at.
I'm gonna eat your elephant, I think.
He speaks?
Well, I think I want to eat your elephant. Yeah. I mean, it's big.
Uh,
It's like a
its
big.
ground speed's gotta be shit though.
Oh yeah. My ground speed sucks, but all I need to get is 10 feet. Boom.
Oh no.
Dun, dun,
Looks
dun,
like
dun,
just
dun, dun.
staying back away from it's not an easy part of the plan anymore. Because I mean, we can back away, but everybody's going to take an opportunity attack. I guess only one person will, and then everybody else gets to go away. Technically,
Oof. Look at that roll. Oh, Tusky. Don't worry. Okay, Tusky. We'll
it's
do
kind of
this.
a low roll actually. It's
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Plus 7 damage is pretty serious.
Right, considering that I rolled less than half on every single one of those dice, like,
Yeah, I would just get clear of this fucking thing.
yeah. Somebody's going to have to take the hit. Whoever walks away first. But I think the plan is to stay away from this thing. If it's only 10 feet of movement, we can out. You know,
But it can't move on land. Like there's no way. It's way too heavy to be mobile.
it can move 10 feet.
Okay.
Like, it just kind of pushes itself with its flippers.
yeah. D&D logic's kind of
Well, we should
This
definitely
thing's,
get.
it may not even make it back into the water if it comes too far.
At this point, it's definitely gotta. It's never gonna get turned around.
Right. It doesn't have reverse. And turning is way difficult. So, in the water, like, this thing is graceful as fuck. But, yeah. Anyway, taste my spear, foul beast! Never mind.
all right. Bringers goes to you.
All right, so I am not in a. I can move. Is this difficult terrain right here behind me?
Hold on, let me take a look where you're at. Oh, yeah, so any of the squares that have the vegetation in them are going to be difficult terrain.
All right, I'm gonna move. I think I'm moving the square. It's hard to see the squares here. There we go. I'm gonna go right to there. Is he have any kind of cover from where I'm at?
No cover. But he is in melee with a bunch of your allies.
All right, I'm gonna hit him with a hex.
Hit him with your voodoo magic.
And I'm gonna do a strength. I'm gonna do make him.
I like how it gives him the thumbs down.
Well, if he's a grappler kind of guy, I want to make sure he has to have disadvantage on that.
No, yeah, but when you gave him the hex, the symbol that pops up is like a thumbs down symbol on him, so it's like,
Oh yeah,
boo
Yeah,
this thing.
I'm gonna hit him with a couple Eldritch blasts.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so now roll the damage for that one first. Oh wait, you probably know all this, yeah. So
Whoa.
summoning Eldritch power, it streaks out of your hands. What color is your Eldritch blast?
It's a light gray.
So light gray force blasts out of your hands at the Leopleurodon, dealing considerable damage to it. You summon your Eldritch power once again, but this time it kind of bounces off the beast's leathery hide.
And then I move to there.
And now you get one more action, right? Because it says in addition to your standard critical hit, you get to take another action.
Yep.
Oh shit! So you can attack again.
Okay, I'll do that. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, that was just crit. Yeah, special crit.
Is that 2 more hexes?
2 more blasts.
Excuse me. Yeah, 2 more blasts.
Should be 2 more.
Nice.
blasting away at it over and over again like Dragon Ball Z. Ha ha ha! You finally managed to strike it again. The Leopleurodon is starting to show some wear.
It bleeds. That means I can kill it.
I'm riding Zima, so we'll just.
Is there no swoop attack with Zima? Like, can you dive and hit it?
Yeah, but I don't want her to because I'm riding it. I don't want to get killed by accident.
Do you think it'll snatch her up out of the air?
Yeah, possibly, or it can knock her down and I fall. I didn't think I'd have this, so in another round I'd get feather fall, and I wouldn't have to worry about it. But right now, if I fall off this thing, I die.
Yeah,
Well, your
it's a little bit.
blast is pretty far, though, right?
What's that?
Your Eldritch blast is pretty far. You've got,
Yeah,
like, at
I
least
got 120. It's the range is infinite.
For most maps, yeah.
So I can't move off Zima though.
Oh, for your turn? There you go.
So I will put my hex on as well. And I will do my Eldritch Blast. So I get advantage on the next
Yep.
Whoa, you guys both crit with Eldritch Blast. Nice hit.
they're
So
trying to show us up. Like,
so a bolt of eldritch energy. What color did you say yours was again, Dragos?
purple.
Purple. Yes, yes, just like your dice.
And that tattoo on its back.
oh, okay. I don't know what I want to do here. Oh, let's just go poke at it with the sword. See what
Yeah, you can hit him and jump out with flurry of blows. You're punching a dinosaur. That's not crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys seem to have it. I don't really. Okay, hold on. I rolled, but it fell off. Let's see. There we go. Roll that damage. I keep missing it. Will not stay. Doesn't seem to pick up. There we go. And then I can just move back. He's got something to handle.
You would take an attack of opportunity unless you use your flurry of blows.
Oh, I have the mobile feed as well, so I can still move.
Oh,
But I wanted to make an off attack because then gonna be it for its reaction, and then everybody else could just run away.
got
So I'll
it.
take the shot.
Okay.
I'll let it go. I'll let it be.
Okay. So I will go ahead and roll that real quick. It deals moderate damage to you and has the grab feature. So now I roll
It can grab with a reaction.
Oh, no, you're just automatically grabbed. Never mind. I forgot this was 5th edition.
Oh shit, that didn't work out right.
There we go.
All right. Well, in that case, I might as I can still use my bonus action, right? I
Yeah,
move.
yeah. You're just speed is
Grab.
reduced to 0 now.
Okay, so I have to stay here. So let me take some unarmed strikes with flurry. There we go.
As Logan tries to slip away, the beast grabs a hold of him by the leg. He starts punching it right in its eyeball over and over again. Some of the punches seem to have no effect.
Well, it didn't work out so well. Okay. Help, guys. Tusky, save me.
Is the grappled effect a is that automatic or is it like a strength check or something?
No, it's automatic.
Okay.
Anyone who is hit is also grabbed.
If he grabs someone else, does that mean he lets go of Logan?
Yes. If he even tries to attack someone else, he lets go of Logan.
Oh shit! So you're a chew toy right now, Logan.
Yeah, I know. I'm used to it. Okay.
I'll get you out of there, buddy.
We've done this before.
All right,
Is this
so
deja vu?
Tusky is going to
Tusky.
gore at the Leopleurodon. Oh no, he misses.
He's a little bit afraid.
This thing is scary. Unhand Logan, you monster! Oh, never mind.
Alrighty. So I'm gonna go up to the Leopleurodon. Pleurodon. Um, can I do a directed attack at its jaws to kind of like weaken its jaws so Logan can try to get out, or does that not exist right now?
Well, that's
Wait, it has a disadvantage on strength right now, doesn't it?
yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just grab it. You can grapple it yourself. You might actually have a chance.
I don't think I can grapple this like 6-ton dinosaur. I don't think that makes any sense. TBH.
I think it's called riding.
It's called heavy.
Also, so the beauty of D&D is that the DM acts as an arbitrator for things that are outside of the normal scope of everything. So first of all, I would just like to say that I hope all of your attacks are directed and that you're not just swinging wildly, but specifically at the jaws to try and get him to release Logan. Um, the only thing that I will tell you is that you can say that that is what you are trying to do, and then I will let you know if that was successful in any way, shape, or form, as we.
I think you can grapple it. I think you can grapple it. It's not necessarily that you're holding. You're not holding the whole thing. You only need to, like Conan does with a giant snake. You can do it.
Um, no, I'm good. I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna try to slash. So if it has Logan in its mouth, um, I'm gonna wait for a moment when it kind of like tilts its head up and try to cut under the jaw area to see if it puts him in any pain. See if we can let go, Logan. and then
Wait for it to start death rolling him and then stab it in the throat.
that'd be terrifying. Just see this thing death
Well,
roll.
luckily it can't. It's on the ground because I thought of that already. You can't really do much right now.
So yeah, I'm gonna try to do that, and you let me how this goes. Oh, it's still rolling on the table. I didn't mean to. I haven't targeted it yet, but I'm targeting it
Yeah,
now.
that is a miss, however. So
Oh, I didn't mean to roll that one, but it's
I
fine.
know. But I mean, it did roll, so I gotta count it since you'd already declared what you were
Okay, what about
gonna
that
do
one?
and all that. That one, however, does hit.
It's a pretty good hit too
Yes.
for 11. And if I'm gonna go ahead and add some magic to this.
You're gonna go ahead and spice that up a little.
Yeah, I'm gonna glow. My blade's gonna glow
Oh, ouch.
bright white, and and as I slice through the jaw where I'm aiming, you hear it sizzle because it freaking burns like heck. It's white hot.
Show off.
Hey, all these other guys that do awesome shit. Let me have a glowing white blade. That's all I got right now.
Don't
Does
forget to
anything
end your
happen?
turn.
Oh, I guess I won't know until its turn.
Right,
Okay,
right. Don't worry. I'll let you know. Yeah, exactly what you said happened. So
cool.
How does Witch Bolt work? You have to cast it
no, now that Electo has struck with Witch Bolt,
again, or do you
he
keep going?
summons the arcane energy, and once again the Witch Bolt ignites, striking or lighting the Leopleurodon up with greenish arcane lightning, and it takes 11 more damage. I'm gonna. I don't know. I kind of wanna like attack all of you because I can't get away. I can't really justify attacking one of the two G's though because like they haven't really done anything to me. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna kill Logan. I'll bite your other arm off.
There we go.
Look, I'll have your leg.
Oh,
Yeah, that hits.
Oh, you drop unconscious from the shock of the pain as it bites down hard
Oh
on your
no.
leg. Your arteries are bleeding out everywhere, and you're not looking so hot. Like you're not actually dying, but still, it sucks.
It's okay. I'll take it.
Logan, no!
Yeah, there we go.
Ah! And Greg stabs him with his spear.
All right, I see Logan down, and I'm going to hit him up with a healing light.
Ooh, thank you.
And for my main action,
Finish it.
I'm going to see what I can do as I lift my hands into the air, point my middle and rest of my fingers at him, and giggle twice.
You let off two bolts of eldritch power, but they just kind of bounce off of the surf and his thick hide. Your second bolt also bounces off of the reptile's skin. Logan, you
All
are
right.
no
Okay.
longer unconscious. You are, however, still grappled.
Okay. I'm going to hold on a sec.
No, that's what the Leopleurodon is doing.
Hold on. I'm going. Okay. You guys just hear me shout out a string of like anime expletives, and then I cast Word of Radiance on you. So let's see. There we go. Now it's saved. Shit. Got a 15. No luck.
Wait, that's how
I
you
don't have any.
cast your Word of Radiance is with Tourette's?
Just like lots of like, uh, anime language. Like, oh, Tetsuo. Tetsuo.
Oh, okay, I
Can't
got you.
move.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit. Come on. I don't have a bone. Come on.
Uh, I I'm kind of thinking I should just get you out of here, Electo. Like, this thing is killing Logan, and now I'm scared for you.
Alright, pat Tusky and let him know it's okay to back up a bit. That thing's almost dead, and I think we can kill it. So, if you want to back up, you could back up.
We're not 30 feet away. That way you can still hit.
I stay within its range though, so I can't get a attack of opportunity. I just get you further back. From hell's heart I stab at thee. Never mind.
I say that first hit wasn't enough, and then I go ahead and give it another slice of Rooney. Ah, come on, man. Okay, one more. Ah,
Oosh.
you could
There
not
we go.
escape me. So he lifts his head again, and in the same wound, I aim for it again to chop his jaw off, which is how I'm going to kill this thing if it does die here.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably gonna smite it, I would assume. Man, nope,
So
no
I
smite
slice
needed.
clean through the bottom jaw, letting Logan free.
Yep. The beast lies there gurgling on its own blood, dying in the sand.
And then I reach my hand for Logan to help him up.
God damn, that was close.
You're in good hands. Electo. Or I guess we're out of combat here, maybe? I'm not sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
get
say,
your
well,
bird in here to eat.
yeah, Zima's going to tear this thing up probably. Well, not all of
Oh,
it,
yeah.
but as much as it can.
We can let the fisherman have it at this point. I'm gonna move away from the water.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah, sure.
cool. We don't need to
Go
worry
ahead.
about this thing too much.
We're all dying.
Yeah, well, okay. Then I will, walk over to anybody that is still breathing and kind of do the same thing I did to the lady.
Yeah,
Okay.
me too.
Yeah, all of us who have healing are going to scramble to try to help people,
Or at least
not
hit him
die.
with spare the dying. I'm not quite sure what else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, of the five potential people that you find, you guys are able to save three of them. Two of them are already dying, like dead. There's nothing. Even if you healed them, they're missing half of their like lung or stomach or something. So
Yeah, it's they got their like torsos bitten off or like in the side.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's all bad. Just people who have lost hands or limbs, or people who have been just scraped by it. I'm not sure what kind of damage they have, but we're gonna try to help as many people
Yep.
as we can.
And so you guys managed to save the woman and two younger boys who were down here fishing. The old man and a older woman have both died.
How
Can I
far
take a
is
short
there?
rest?
Yeah,
Well, real,
yeah.
go
You
ahead. Go
guys
ahead.
can all short rest.
Oh, before a short rest. Let me heal Logan before the short rest, and then short rest.
Okay.
Yeah, and
I got pretty badly.
how far are these people's village from here?
They live like right on the water, just half a mile, up the stream.
All right, we have to take these people back home after we rest, or yeah, I
Well,
guess let them rest for a little bit.
let's get them back to the village. We'll just rest at the village.
I'm
We'll
fine with
load
that
them
if
up on
everybody is.
yeah, Tusky, carry them back.
Yeah, yeah. So you guys, it doesn't have to be a big logistical thing to get them back to the village. You're capable adventurers. You know how to transport bodies. So you guys get back to the village with the dead and wounded, and there's about 12 more people back at the village. This is all of like three families, like extended families that live here. And most of the people back at the village are either like foragers who have gone out and gathered berries and fruits and things like that, or the few, very few warriors that they have that protect the village, as well as some people just uh, too old to really participate in anything.
Well, at least they got a big fish. If they need to chop it up, they got it.
Yep.
Gonna use.
Use what?
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna use my arcane recovery feature to get my spell slot back.
Yes. So yeah, as you guys, rest at the village, even just for an hour, you have an opportunity to speak with these people. Now, I will let you know, for your knowledge of this area, Dragos and Electo would both be very aware, and the two G's, of course, would be very aware of the fact that these are like the very bottom rung of serfdom here in the border kingdoms. So it's not necessarily saying that you won't ever find out anything from people like these, just that like a lot of what they're going to have to say is uh you know insert generic NPC catchphrase here.
How far are we outside Waterran right now?
2 or 3 days depending on pace.
Okay. I'm gonna send my familiar out. I wanted to scout the house we rented to make sure there's not like anybody there or anything.
Okay.
I want to check on the Lord Maxius again just to see what's going on at the palace, and I want him to go by the Lord's house who hired us and just get a lay of the land and make sure no one's waiting for us. Like Maxius hasn't figured out that we were involved with the rebels before. I just want to make
Ah.
sure we're below the radar still.
Gotcha. Okay. So that's going to take a while.
Yeah, that was my assumption. That's why I wanted to do it 2 or 3 days out.
Yeah, we can just do it overnight, right? You can just kind of fly the thing out.
Yeah, I can fly. I mean, I don't think we're in a lot of risk. We're pretty close to Waterran. I'm not too worried about needing a scout as much. I'm fine with the imp being away for a little while, and I can go overnight as well. What time of day is it now, anyways?
Hold on, I'm trying to remember. You guys left Langenberg. What got in here? Midday-ish.
Yeah, we'll just spend the night in this town and then head out in the morning, and that'll give the imp plenty of time to get to Waterran and start scouting for the day in advance.
So you guys, this isn't like a town or anything. You're not going to find it on the map at all. This is, a collection of huts down by the river where some people who, you know, are the lowest of the serfs, live.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
but
We'll set up tents in the area and just kind of have a
we'll
group.
help
Yeah,
out a
maybe I
little
can
bit,
take a look.
see if we can do some good, and then give the imp some time to find out what's going on in Waterran. And there's some safety in numbers, so we don't have to worry about any sort of attack at night. There's people around.
Sure. What was that, Logan?
Oh, I was just gonna say we don't have to take everything into town. We can just go off the main road. They might be able to find us a little hidden off. We do have a carriage full of gold.
Who find
I
us?
don't
Yeah, is somebody looking for us?
Yeah.
Oh, but it's a carriage full of gold.
Tons of carriages go into Waterend.
Yeah, we're near the main road now. Like this should be fairly well trafficked.
Oh yeah. This
Okay.
you guys are on the blue dotted road. In fact, give me just a few moments here, and I'll pull up the map and we'll go over where you guys are exactly.
Yeah, we're not doing anything illegal. Like we're just kind of doing our job. I don't think there's a need to hide. We're not really hiding from anything right now.
You're not currently doing anything illegal, true.
I just feel like we're carrying nuclear secrets with this giant pile of gold in here.
Well,
It's
if
okay
they're
though.
gonna find us, they're gonna find us. I feel.
During the night I can make some chests and we'll lock it all up inside the carriage.
Yeah, and
do
it's
some
probably really hard to take offshoot paths with a cart. I think.
Yeah. Well, and I'll let Zima sleep on top of it.
Yeah, that works.
That's a natural deterrent there.
Yeah, I think so. It can't be easy to sneak up on a griffin.
What a good bird.
Once we have a camp, I want to look over the stuff that we have. I think we should just divide it all up, not amongst us, but as far as like let's take Gray Sky and all his stuff, separate it, see what's there, and then we'll take whatever else we got and just kind of make sure we have everything prepared before we go into Waterland.
Also, that's a very good idea with Zima. I just want to, say, yeah, not many people would try to approach either a giant eagle or a lion, and one that's half of each. Yeah, that's.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. But before we get into town, I know we're gonna end up talking about this. And I know I probably should have said something in the chat, but my opinion on the gold is I think we just take what is enough to fuel the rest of our journey, and we don't worry about like taking $30,000 and just like investing it. I think we're nomads, so I don't know what we're gonna do with all this money anyway. So I think we just kind of return it, get a nice chunk for ourselves to pay for weapons or anything special that we want, and I think that's what we need, right?
Yeah, I'm fine keeping about a third of it and giving the rest back.
Yeah, maybe a third is still a lot. Like 10,000. I mean, that's like how are we gonna carry that?
Well, I don't know.
Okay,
And 10,
so
10 G's is a lot of gold.
if you guys come over to the right side of the map here and zoom in, you'll see that you guys were at Langenberg And now,
We're still loading in right now. Sorry.
oh,
Yeah, I'm still loading too.
sorry.
Sorry to interrupt. I just didn't want you to get too far without you
No,
knowing
yeah.
that we can't see. I think it's a pretty big file, so it's taking a little bit to load.
Oh, yep, that's probably it.
Okay, I can see it.
I just like, good resolution.
Yeah, me too.
Well, from a player perspective, I was gonna say I don't mind the idea of following Dragos' character and letting him do what pretty much what his idea was, because I know eventually each of us, our characters, will be put in the same position where we'll be, like I do intend to make Arn go back north, right? I want to meet his people.
Well, I don't know if the people want to meet us, to be fair. I don't think I've told you guys that um I think deep in my heart I don't want to go back, but if you guys want to go, then I don't know. We can try. But I agree. I mean, if we all decide like as a group that it's better to keep the money and just kind of do what we're doing right now, but I don't really think I have a need to become like a lord of some town. Like I'm an adventurer.
All right, can everybody see the map?
Yep.
Yes?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
So on the right-hand side by Waterrand there, you will see Langenberg. That is the town that you were stopped at. And then that river pretty much follows the road. You guys were traveling on the road when a boy came running up looking for help, and you guys rushed to the river.
Okay. All right. I guess let's kind of handle this imp thing. Let's see what goes on in Waterrun. Maybe there's nothing, but let's see.
Yeah, so once like we'll spend the night there, wherever, and then start heading towards Water Rim, and that'll give the imp plenty of time to sort of spy on everybody we want spied on. Um, my thought is again, we keep a little bit less than a third. We give them the rest, get paid on that, and then are there banks in Water Ram? Like, can we deposit the money somewhere safe?
So there are banks, but these are like medieval banks where it's not about depositing your money so much as it is a you you can store your uh money yourself with your own private security, and that's what people choose to do. What the banks do is more of a loan sharking kind of business where they will give you a certain amount of money that you then have to pay back at usury rates.
So no banks, basically.
So we'll give them about 21,000 back. We'll keep about 8 and change. That'll be plenty to keep us supplied and to do any bribes or anything we want to do if we keep going after Lord Maxius. Um, I think that's a pretty safe approach.
And I also have a bag of holding that can hold 20,000 as if it doesn't weigh anything anyways, just so you know.
That's
We
true.
That's true.
I did forget you have a bag of holding.
If we trust bringers, we can just give him the money, and that's fine.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's get to
Yeah.
town. It depends how he makes me feel in these last 4 days.
Last 2 days into.
Yeah, we just met this guy. It's like, here, hold our fortune.
Oh, we've
Well,
had
no,
like a
once night comes, I'm gonna move the chests and we'll seal it all up. We'll have keys and we'll have chests and we'll just decide which chest goes to whoever going.
What was the name of the lord who gave us the job? I forgot.
Uh,
Oh, I
I
have it
I
written down.
Go ahead.
1 second, I have a lot of notes.
I only remember Gray Sky because he was our guide. I didn't pay attention to who he was working for. That's my bad on my part. Logan was just like, whatever, we'll go out into the wilderness, whatever. I didn't think it was going to turn into something cosmic horror and monsters.
His name is Lord Cromwell.
Cromwell.
Okay, cool. So yeah, well, I want to check out Lord Cromwell as well, get an intel on him before we get back on Maxius and on the rental house we have, just to make sure it's safe.
Okay. So as you guys are traveling along the road, it is probably getting close to stopping on the next day. You guys should subtract one ration. The fishing village would have fed you for the aid that you gave everybody the first time. So just for today, go ahead and subtract one ration each, and then the imp is back, and we'll have the full report for you.
I'm going to have to borrow some rations from one of you guys.
Yeah, I got you.
Too
I-
drunk to hunt again, huh?
Yeah, and I was trying to make dino fin soup, but it didn't work.
So, what the imp saw was that Lord Maxius is busy preparing for the upcoming festivities. Lord Cromwell is engaged in his typical lordly estate, and you know he's just there. And then what else was the imp supposed to find out?
Our
Rental
apartment.
house, make sure the property was still safe and all that.
Ah, yes, your apartment. Your apartment is currently uh, infested with rats, but otherwise uh, un you know uh, or still secure.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna did we leave anything personal at that place? Because if it is, we're just going. So if not, there's no personal effects at that place. We're gonna get a new rental. I'm not gonna deal with rats.
No, we don't have anything there. It was just where we had so we had a place to rest every time we went into water run, but
We're gonna get in a new place now because that's disgusting.
rich boy, huh? Yeah.
I got,
That's fine. I don't care. I mean, they're just gonna rent it out to somebody else.
yep, I don't care. All right, so there's no reason to think though that we're in any danger or risk of Maxius having us arrested.
I want to ask a few questions. Maybe we can figure that out with what the imp saw. Was there an increase of security around? Maybe like the sight on people's faces, were they like
There
visibly like
there are
terrified?
there are far more soldiers inside the gates of the town than usual, although this is not unusual in preparation for the Heroes Festival.
Okay, I mean we left on decent terms with him, so we shouldn't be afraid. Let's just
Uh,
go
and
ahead.
was the Lady Belladonna still under guard?
Yes, her chambers in the harem are still guarded.
All right. Well,
How many other lords there are in Waterland?
what's that?
I wonder how many lords there are other than
Dozens, or at least a
Flood and
dozen.
Maxius.
Like there's the royalty, which is Lady Belladonna, and her family. Those are the official royalty that have claim to the rulership of the kingdom of Waterran. And then there's a whole bunch of nobles both higher nobles as well as lesser nobility, which does include like some landed gentry as well as like appointed knights and everything.
Got it.
Where does Lord Cromwell fall on the hierarchy?
Lord Cromwell was a respected family until his father, who made some questionable alliances with some people who lost favor with Lady Belladonna's parents, and there was a falling out. And so, although the current Lady Belladonna, for all intents and purposes, nobody knows for sure, but for all intents and purposes, doesn't have a grudge against the current Lord Cromwell. Just a generation ago, the king and queen of Waterran found Lord Cromwell, his father, to be, out of favor with the court, and so, um, although he still had a lot of money, he did not have the prestige of the name anymore.
All right, good to know.
All right. I mean, let's just keep going. We'll continue on to Waterland.
Oh, and he also had his lands um, taken from him outside, like when you were a lord, you were often given like a small province or duchy or whatever, and like that was yours to like tax, and then you it was like the mafia. Like you went and robbed from the local mom and pop shops because you were like a street level soldier in the mafia, and then you had to pay up to your local lord, so that would be the tax collectors paying up to the local lord, and then the local lord had to pay up to the don, the king. And so that's the way it goes. So the king, he doesn't go around or even have like his personal men go around taxing every single person in all of the provinces in his kingdom. He delegates that shit out to lesser lords, and then he just makes sure that he gets his money from them. And he's like, "What is this? This feels a little light."
Oh, okay, I got it.
So yeah, Lord Cromwell used to have a whole the Cromwells used to have a whole area that they had to go and tax and that they were responsible for, but the old king was like, "Nah."
Okay, I say we just continue. Let's go ahead and go to Waterland. Turn this mission in because I'm ready to do something else.
I want to make sure the night before that I want to go through the stuff we have just to make sure, like we have this wand still. We have. Well, are we going to give them to Cromwell or should we seal them up?
Oh, the money goes.
Yeah,
Everything else we got is ours.
he's not gonna know anything about this stuff anyway. I guarantee this dude is like, well, he just lives here, like he doesn't do anything.
No, we recovered property for him. Not the other things aren't his though.
No, I just figured it was involved in. Gray Sky was the one that was involved in this stuff, so it was his man that took us out there. He might be a little upset. Kind of weird.
His man, a monster who tried to kill us. So no.
No, I mean, if he asks us anything, then we just say he died. I don't know. We got
No,
there.
I'll take care of that. I got it all covered.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you weren't going to explain that that the whole weird dark.
I don't think this guy needs to know, honestly.
Okay, that's fine with me.
I think that'll cause us more issues than give us sensors.
No, I plan to explain that like your guy had been replaced by some sort of monstrosity who'd been leading people out there and replacing them with mind flayers, and we were lucky to survive. And we had to fight these abominations. Uh, it was
Okay, so you are going to target them.
war, and here are the tentacles we recovered as proof. Uh, everybody else who went is probably now a mind flayer or Sclod, and um, truly horrible. But we were able to defeat them and recover 22.7 of your gold.
Okay. No, I'm cool. I just want to make sure. I do want to try to identify the wand again, though, before we take it into account, because I've seen how evil it is, and for all I know, it's going to call things to us while we're in the middle of it.
Well, it's in a bag now. No one's touching it, so it should be fine.
No, I don't really know this guy who's carrying it all that well. You feeling anything funny coming from the bag? Any like dark thoughts?
Me?
Yeah, I think it's in just one of
I've
our
got
bags,
it.
right?
Yeah, Drago's carrying all the papers we recovered and the wand.
Okay, well, it seems safe enough then. I'm just worried about the stuff we're taking around with us that we're carrying.
Yeah, I understand your suspicion.
I mean, he may have stolen this from one of the merchant. For all we know, this stuff is Cromwell. His name.
Cromwell, I'm not sure. I think if something does happen to us because of the wand, I think we'll handle it, but I don't think we should overthink our plan. Let's just kind of do this, I think.
Oh yeah, well, Dragos and I were in the cave when they suddenly got a message one time that said we were wrong people.
Wait, you guys
Oh,
got a
I'm just
message
making
that you
sure.
were the wrong people?
What? Yeah, what are you
Yeah,
talking about?
remember we were like, yeah, it's cool. We're here with Big John, and then it ended up you got a message about it. I don't want to
Yeah,
walk into the town with the wand and have Cromwell go, "Oh, that's my stuff. Thank you."
he's not going to see it.
Okay, I don't know, man. It was some crazy, insane, evil stuff.
Yeah, man. You were traumatized by this, but I think we'll be fine. Yeah, we're gonna figure this thing out. It's just that right now, in this dude's house, we shouldn't worry. We should just return the gold, wipe our hands clean of this guy, and then figure out this stuff
Well,
somewhere
let's see if
else.
he's got more work, and we'll. He should be thrilled with us, I would think.
Yeah, we're gonna figure this thing out, Logan. I want to figure it out. I just don't think right now is the right time. I think we got to get somewhere else.
So are
I
we?
just want to make sure because I was gonna separate everything up. I'll make the chest for the gold then through the night, so that we can at least have it evened out, so we don't have to count it out in the middle of the street.
Yeah. You can put our just put 8,000 gold into one chest, and then we'll keep that, and then everything that's in the cart. You don't have to make a bunch of chests. Just everything that's in the cart we give to him.
Yep, that's cool. So I want to know so we're not all lugging it around and counting change in
Yeah,
front of them.
yeah.
So
We'll find a place. Go
where
ahead.
is this chest going to be then?
Yeah,
Um,
we have to probably head. I mean, you know what? The safest thing to probably do if we do trust Bringers is to give Bringers the 8,000 gold, because
Yeah,
whenever you check inside of the bag of holding, you don't just like find it right away. You do have to search for a little bit. So if a guard does look in his bag for whatever reason, he won't see the gold because it's like a portal kind of thing. It's not like
all
there.
right, that makes sense. So we'll just have the carriage.
yeah. I am fine with
Right.
bringers our money, the 8,000.
Yeah, and then even if the guards stop us and ask us for the gold, we just say we have a note from Lord Cromwell. I have that written down, so we have proof that we're working for him. So we're just gonna go up to his place and drop it off there.
Are we gonna leave the carriage? Just leave the whole thing and just take the key and
Yeah, man, fuck the carriage. I don't want to take more things.
He lives on a road. Like we'll just park in front of his place, go in, do our business, and then go find a new rental property.
Yeah, and then give him the keys to the ride and be like, "Here you go."
He's gonna have to rent the carriage back.
Yeah,
Okay. Alrighty then. So let's go ahead and take a 5-minute bio break, and we will pick up with entering Water Ran.
Got it. BRB.
And then just when everybody's ready.
I'm here.
Same.
I got me some pirates booty.
Pirate booty.
White cheddar cheese puffs.
Ah.
I was watching Pirates of the Caribbean the other day, and I thought, the franchise, especially the first one, would have been 10 times better if the relationship in the movie was Johnny Depp and Orlando Bloom. Like, there was the 21st fucking century, and like having Kira Knightley in there just seemed tacked on. Like, the chemistry was Orlando Bloom and Johnny Depp. Go with that. I know it's Disney and it would never happen. I
Yeah, it's
thought, man,
Disney.
it would have been so much more interesting. It would have made so much more sense,
It would have been better. And pirates had gay marriage. They were very open minded.
They were very libertarian.
Did you guys watch the show The Good Place?
I saw 2 or 3 seasons actually. I think it stopped after a while.
When they finally get to the bad place, the real one, the movie showing in the theater they go by is Pirates of the Caribbean 6. Jesus, how do they keep making this?
Ha.
I don't know if I remember that.
So is everybody back?
Yep, I'm checked in.
Excellent. All right. So as you guys continue to make your way east along the road towards Waterran, you can see the gates by the afternoon sun. You can see the tall buildings of the castle district, and as you finally make your way into what they call the Ivy Court, due to the ivy that grows all along the western wall of the Waterran defenses and covers all of the houses just outside of the wall there. Uh, you can see all kinds of street merchants hawking their wares to hungry adventurers who haven't seen a town since Langenberg.
So we don't all need to visit the Lord, right? We don't all have to go.
Well, whatever you want. But yeah, you can hear the sounds of uh, a street market and street food as everybody calls out, for their versions of like a taco. Um, it's actually a little bit more like a burrito, but yeah, um, they've got meat wrapped in a tortilla with vegetables and spices guaranteed to loosen any constipated adventurer's bowels, and they have spicy uh, meats served in dried jerky uh, portions, wrapped and ready to go. And then there's um, people trying to buy whatever you got in your bag. They're like, gold, silver, whatever you bring from far away.
I'm interested in the market. Do you think we should stay together and go to the Lord first, or what do you guys think?
Now, just to be clear, this is the street
Outside
market,
wall.
yeah,
Yeah.
of the Ivy Court. This isn't where the spice market is with the official market square inside of Waterran.
Yeah. Just so we're not surprised when we walk up to the gate, how much is the tax again that we need to pay to get in?
Oh, no, we're
We
not
have to
paying
pay.
these
We
guys.
got the note.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We're on a mission with the Lord. Yeah.
Fucking hate that guy at the gate. We're
Oh
not.
yeah, I remember last time we showed him the paper and he was like doubtful that we actually got a mission. So yeah, we're gonna hopefully we see that I can shove the note in his face and walk right past.
So, you guys don't purchase any of the meats and other foods that they're offering a hungry adventurer who's spent all day on the road.
I'll buy a snack. I'll buy something.
1 silver piece.
Here you go.
What did you buy, Electa?
He is holding it looks like a fried turkey leg, but like 5 times as big, and is covered in like a clove like heavy pungent spice that's basically all it tastes like. Very popular in Al Qadim.
Tastes like home.
Don't worry, Lecca. We'll let them do all the talky stuff, and we'll go find the good stuff.
I mean, yeah, if you guys, I mean, you guys are free to do whatever you want. I think let's just, I mean, I'm gonna definitely be a part of the escort that escorts the cart to
Yeah.
the Lord.
Let's get paid out, find a rental place, and then we can go hit all the markets. Since we're not in it doesn't seem we're in any sort of rush right now.
Nah.
We can explore the city some.
So approaching the western gate, you see that there are about 7 to 10 guards on duty checking people's carts and wagons and carriages as they enter the city.
Yeah, and we do have Zima on top of the carts though. So we roll up to the gate, and I see the guy, and we pull out the papers.
We're here on official business of Lord Cromwell and in a hurry to get back to his place. To retrieve.
And he looks at that and motions over to his buddy, sees it. What's in the carriage?
Not
The
much.
belongings of Lord Cromwell.
Yeah, property of Lord Cromwell. That's all.
All right, open up.
Open up the gate or open up the wagon.
Open up the carriage.
Droid.
I mean, that's fine. He could look. I mean, but if he touches anything, I'm definitely gonna step in front. Because I mean, this is my job. So
Yeah.
All right, Harry, go check.
It's in a chest, anyways. It's inside the carriage in a chest.
The guard, who is apparently named Airy, steps up to the carriage door and looks inside, sees the rather luxurious appointings, and looks around, sees the chest. Hey, they got a chest here. It's in the chest.
Lord Cromwell's property, as we said before.
Open up.
Can't do that. Sorry. If you want to go with us to Lord Cromwell's place, he can open it for you.
Look, I don't take orders from Cromwell. I take orders from the king.
I am
we are. Go ahead.
We are also guests of Lord Maxius, who has had us on his property, and we have official housing there as well. If you want to go talk to him first.
Would you like us to fetch him for you?
Yeah. In fact, we can fly on the Griffin he gave me.
And at that, he finally looks up and sees the famous white griffin. Everybody knows, this griffin, is here or was here. And seeing it with you, he kind of changes his tune. But I want you to roll persuasion or intimidation, whichever you were going for, in order to. Yeah, I just wanted to get a barometer of where he's at. So he's like, "Oh, my apologies. Didn't see that. All right then. Pay your standard entrance tax and in you go."
All
I
right.
believe that would be covered by Lord Cromwell. You can talk to him
It was
after.
covered in the letter.
Yeah, sorry. We're not going to give you any of the money that is in the cart.
It's 20 gold each. I mean.
Oh, okay, whatever. I'll pay that out of my money. I'll pay for everybody. Let's not even worry about it. I got it.
We're not here to rob you. Just we'd be out 100 gold and it'd be our asses.
All right, whatever. I gave him the 100 gold, and we just walked through. 100 gold ain't much right now.
All right, so you guys are allowed into the city where you enter, Prince Ali Ababwa style, just elephant kicking down the gates and Griffin riding on top of the carriage, and I guess you guys aren't just throwing gold coins out to the crowd though.
No.
Not right there, no.
We're professionals.
Is Tusky pulling the carriage?
That's what we were going with the whole time, I thought. So yeah.
We have not had horses at all.
Okay, that's what I
Yeah,
thought.
we have this
Just
freaking
double check.
giant horse.
So it's either Tusky or Arn, one of the two.
Well, when Tusk gets tired, I do help him a bit.
Yeah. So you guys enter with your 75 golden camels and 53 purple peacocks and your elephants and bakers, and you find yourself walking through the spice market. So named because many of the spices from every location in the world end up right here in Waterran. Spices from the Far East, spices from the southern continent that are, extremely rare, and even spices from the northern regions of Caledonia and Frageshelmir. They all make their way to the spice market where everything just smells like um a restaurant run by hippies, and the streets are filled with everything. And if you want drugs, whole market is drugs. Even monkey is drugs.
See, Electo, I told you the good stuff.
Haha.
All right. We'll come back to this. We'll come explore the markets whenever we hand this in.
Right as you're thinking that, somebody pops up in your face. It is a beautiful woman clad in a metal two-piece. It's made to look like scaled armor, but like unless it's got some sort of force field around it, it ain't protecting nothing.
She pops up in front of who? Me?
Yeah,
I push her away from me.
you just shove her to the ground.
Yeah, I'm working. Get the fuck away from me.
Do not tempt me with your sorcery, witch.
No, I mean not like that, but I mean, that don't jump and surprise me like that. You're not allowed to do that. I push her away and I say, "What is your business?"
Oh my, aren't you strong? I don't know. Maybe we have some business together.
No, thank you, and we keep walking.
All right.
He's very
roll,
trusty about his
I will,
personal space.
I will
roll,
not be tempted.
right. Roll for perception.
Me? Okay.
Yeah.
Can my friends do it? They were right behind me.
Sure.
Do it, friends.
Everybody can do it.
I was kind of hoping for a good one there, but you guys got me.
I got a 13. Electo sees all.
Oh yeah, damn.
Electo, you see this woman coming from a mile away, and you know their tactics very well. For these are women who often work the Alquidamise markets. Basically, they lure men into. Well, I mean, we all know what profession she's in. But
Into a brothel?
yeah, but then they drug them and sell them away into slavery, and they also are very skilled thieves. And if they can't convince a man, they often make off with his money at the very least. And you watch as she tries to cut his coin purse and make off with it, but because you saw all of this coming and knew exactly what she was up to beforehand, you can choose to actually do something before she ever even gets a chance to. So, what would you like to do?
So what's happening, just so I understand, is she's reaching and Electo sees that she's reaching for a bag.
Yes,
Okay.
but also
Wow.
knew
Punch her in the
that she
face.
was going to.
I did shove her though, right? She still had a chance to grab it, even though as soon as she said anything, I just turn
Yeah,
around and shove her because I am,
yeah,
you know,
they're like David
fast.
Blaine. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I'll call out and just say like, "Hey, leave that alone." Like, call attention to what she's doing.
Yep. And that's all it took was, when you point out that you know somebody's about to do something, it makes them less likely to try it. And as she's reaching, she suddenly, pulls back, and then that is when Arn, you see her and shove her and blah blah blah.
I draw the sword and I say, "Rob somebody else. Get out of our way." And then we keep walking, but I do have the sword up.
Okay.
I'm just trying to be intimidating for the crowd, for us.
Yeah.
Get out of our way.
a few
Let's
a
go.
few people back away. There are a couple guards who look, but seeing your entire party, they all just are like,
They
yeah.
recognize us. Yeah, they're like,
They're like, it's not my problem really, more than recognize you.
okay, good.
Like
All right,
it's
where does the Lord live, by the way? Cromwell? We're passing the spice market. I
Yeah.
just want to know where he lives.
all the way over on the East Road in the Castle District over there.
Okay, got it. All right, let's keep going down the road.
All right, so you guys eventually make it to the Castle District, but that means there's another uh, wall and gate and set of guards to get through.
I
Okay,
guess it's
so we are
extra
now
powerful.
at the Castle District.
Yes.
Okay. I'll let Dragos handle it, or whoever wants to. Sorry.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. There's not another gate. There's just the butler of Lord Cromwell. Yes.
Hello, good sir. If you could fetch our master for us, we've returned with news of his stolen property.
Very well. Wait here.
You betcha.
And then a while later, this way. And he ushers you in to this time to the garden at the courtyard.
All right, we unhitch Tusky, let that thing drop, and we
Oh,
search
you can't
for
bring your elephant through here. Oh my.
the elephant is with us.
Yeah, we're
He's
keeping-
not coming in here.
No, the wagon. We're just leaving the wagon out front for you guys.
Well, if you want to make it to the courtyard, you have to walk through this whole area. The courtyard is an inner secret area with a garden and everything. You have to walk through the estate. You're not bringing your elephant through here. I'm sorry.
I'm
It's
sorry,
just-
sir.
Running the elephant through. We're just unhooking it.
Yeah, I don't think you expect us to leave the cart here on the streets for people to rummage through.
Well, certainly not.
Then I suggest you let us back the cart in.
Oh, well, here. And he shows you over to the side of the mansion where there's a whole like garage, stable, barn area.
And I bow and I say, "Thank you, sir."
Oh, yes, yes.
And then we.
I did not realize we needed to be making accommodations for your animals.
Yeah,
Don't worry,
you can
we're not
handle
going to be
this
here
later.
long.
Just don't step on the daisies.
Make
Tusky.
sure that one doesn't eat anything or anyone.
Yeah, I'll keep lugging away. Don't worry.
I'm actually looking at the flowers. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, I had the same joke in mind, so don't worry.
I'll keep Arn away.
I'm like eating a rose petal right as you look at me like, what?
He was talking about the griffin, but yeah.
Oh, whatever works. Okay, did we see Lord Cromwell? Is he around?
Well, once all of that's taken care of, then he leads you into the garden where Lord Cromwell is sitting in the garden. He has a small pond with a pumping fountain, and he's feeding some of his animals that he has that stay in the pond. A couple of large, colorful fish, a couple of turtles, and a few exotic waterfowl.
Lord Cromwell, we bring news of your stolen property.
Oh, very well. What news is this?
It turns out that your wagon head had been replaced by some abomination. I have a story to tell you of our travels and what has befallen us, and what had befallen your wagons that had traveled before us.
Or go on.
Your wagon leader had a reputation of being an honorable man, but we were surprised to find out that he had cowardly run from the other three attacks. And the more we pressed him on it, the more circumspect he became about explaining what happened. And then one night, a few days before the place where the attacks happened, we had an altercation with him, and it turned out he was a scalad, an abomination against God, parading as a man. He attacked us, and we fought him. We were able to kill him, but it was truly a horror.
You killed Darren.
No, we killed the abomination that killed Derek. Derek has long been dead and replaced by a monstrosity.
Do you have proof of this?
pull out the bottle with the tentacles and stuff. These
Look at my hair.
are recovered from the corpses.
Look at your hair.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
so
it,
last I was weird.
Yeah.
Nice dark color.
yeah, it turned Logan's hair white. It was so terrifying.
Getting
But
real
being
spooked.
men, after that, being men of our word, though, we continued on to find your property, and we came to an abandoned mine and castle. Um, and inside there were more of these horrors, and it seems that they were taking people from carriages, from wagons, robbing them, and then turning them into mind flayers and other abominations. And I pull out the rest of the containers with the squid tentacles from the mind flayer we killed. This was when we found her, a woman with dark hair, I'd say in her early 20s, and she turned into a mind flayer in front of us and attacked us, but we were able to destroy her.
Oh my.
And inside the castle, we found more challenges and abominations, monstrosities that we dare not speak of, rotting trolls, horrid monsters, just each one more disgusting than the last. But we fought through them and destroyed them, and we were able to recover 22,700 of your gold in the chest here for you. And we set the chest down for him.
And the gems?
All of that's gone. We have to believe that they were outfitting, replacing people with these abominations and sending them back out into the world, and probably using your money to finance them. This is what was left.
The gems are all gone, you say.
We
Or
saw
some
no
some,
gems.
right? Or no?
What's that?
Were there gems in the pile?
Yes.
No.
At the DM? Okay, so
No.
I assumed that the money we're giving him is a mixture of gold.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought there was only gold. Then I tell him the gems are there. Then I'm
Okay.
sorry.
He quickly are you presenting him with the chest?
Yeah.
He quickly opens it and
I'll give
begins
him the
digging
key.
and
Sorry.
begins oh, thank you. Yeah. He as soon as you show him the key, he grabs it and quickly opens it and begins digging through frantically.
It's all there, I say.
It has to be here. He's just throwing piles of like coins aside at this point.
Is there anything specific that you're searching for?
It
Harlow?
must be here.
What is it?
As he continues to throw more and more of the coins aside, some of them even falling into the pond. A good many of them, like enough for a peasant to like no longer be a peasant. And then suddenly he grabs hold of a strange looking stone, and you see him like relax, and he grabs it and he holds it. Uh, the stone, you only catch a glimpse of it, but it is crimson red with black veins running all throughout it.
Oh God. What do we do?
I didn't know there was anything. We didn't look. We just thought I thought there was only gold there, so we never even searched anything.
I guess we just kind of
Yeah,
shoveled piles into
yeah,
the
we've
pit and
returned
waited.
it. There's nothing to be done.
Well, that's done with, yeah.
Uh, we were glad to return your property to you. It was an honor.
Yes, yes, here, your reward. And he just starts like handing you handfuls of coins, just like not even counting it or weighing it. Like some of it is non coinage, like a chalice with gems and stuff like that. And he's loading you guys all up with all of the monetary you know value stuff.
Okay.
Out of character, just for us, what do you guys think about this orb? I mean, not in
I'm
character.
gonna ask about it, but I'm not gonna press on too hard.
Do you notice this thing, bringers? Do you notice anything like this? Is this religious of any kind that maybe a religious man could know?
Yeah, actually,
I
bringers,
don't.
you can roll religion.
Okay, so I do that.
Okay, so you don't know exactly. You can't say for sure that this is it. But you do remember hearing one of the priests tell a tale of old artifacts, one of which was known as a bloodstone, and that with this stone, evil men did evil things a long evil time ago.
Just be aware that Arn is totally down with stopping evil. So if you convince him that this is evil, he can flip on a dime.
Well, so I'll ask Lord Cromwell if I can ask. We didn't put any particular concern into it. If I may ask, what is it you're so interested in?
Oh, just an old family heirloom of mine.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I was able to recover it for you. Um, I'm gonna send the imp around and start doing some checking for security. See how well secured this place is right now.
Um, I mean, it's not unsecured. He does have like guards and stuff like that, but it's not a castle.
Yeah, they're just
Well,
like
we're
private
not doing
guards that work for him.
it's just something to think on. I'm gonna leave the imp. So when I assume that's basically all we need to do. I'll say if you need us, if you've got more work for us, keep us in mind. We'll be staying in Waterrand for a while. Uh, Feel free to look us up, as it were.
Yes,
Is he like
yes.
is he like Golem over this thing right now? Just
No, no. No, he's
oh,
he
okay.
he
He's still
he's
reasonable.
got it. He's got it in his pocket, and he's just loading you guys up with treasure.
He's just playing
Oh,
it off really well.
yeah. Okay. So we can head out. I'm gonna leave the imp there to spy on him, while we go and find a new rental house to stay in, and then we're free to go do whatever we want in town.
Yeah.
Ev-
To be fair, I mean, I think just to be fair, like all the way around, Bringers is the only one that does know that this thing is evil. Nobody else kind of knows. So
Right.
yeah. So I mean, we can. I mean, I understand your suspicion, but I don't know. I mean, if you have any other suspicion, I don't know how often you leave your imp around, but I just want to
I
be
don't I
fair
don't know
the
anything
whole
about the
game.
stone.
Yeah,
All
So I
like
was
we don't
hoping
I,
I
know
can.
anything about this
I
thing.
with him
Well, maybe I can
today.
make a perception check on him just to see what his general, if I can read his body language at all.
Yeah, I mean, to me, just I know I'm being annoying, but
No, no, you're right. Only
to
bringers know
us,
this.
it's just like a a family heirloom. We don't know.
right.
Yeah.
You can roll insight, not perception,
Oh,
insight.
okay. Insight. Okay, let me see.
When he says that it's just a family heirloom. When he
That's
says
even better.
when he says that it's just a family heirloom, Logan, you have studied in the Far East with monks who teach you about like letting go of possessions and stuff like that, and you can tell that this guy is more than just like attached to it. It is somehow like a survival thing because there's like, oh, I'm so glad I've got this money, and there's like, oh my god, I can breathe again.
Like frantic to
Oh,
find it,
okay.
to grab it. Yeah.
Right.
So I'll just say, well, we'll be more than happy to take this gold off your hands and enjoy your stone, and then just
Yeah,
try
and,
to
and
get out
he
of there.
loads all of you up with 1,000 gold pieces worth of treasure before you leave.
Even Greg and Gary.
No.
Okay.
Are you kidding me? I may only be an NPC,
Yeah,
but those are NPCs.
Greg wanted to leave when he got to town, so it's only Gary that's left
Yeah, that's
anyway.
true. Gary is like our squire right now.
Yeah, because I gave the other guy one of our coins and said he was leaving.
That's
Yep.
true. Okay. I mean, thank you, Lord. We plan to do well with this coin
That's
that you have given
I'm
us.
glad to hear.
And so I'll just say I was I would have left the imp even if no one knew anything about that stuff, just because of the way he reacted. I have a general want for knowledge, especially if I can use it to my advantage later. So I am happy to let that. I would have wanted to know what was going on, no matter what anybody else said.
Yeah, to see how he reacts to the whole slot thing. I get that. See how he reacts to this information that we've given him.
Well, no, just that gem was obviously so valuable to him. I want to know why. Like, that's got to be more to it than that.
Hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so can we let story plot be kind of fester a bit, and then we can
Yep,
go and
keep an eye on
check
it.
out the market? Yeah.
Well, let's go get a rental property. We can put our gold in the house and I don't know, shower, get cleaned up from or take a bath and get cleaned off from the road, and then go hit the markets and see the town.
Yeah, Lecto, we should go and just get as smashed as we can and then find some really cool magic in this town.
I don't know about the smash, but I'm down for finding magic.
You gotta show me how they party in El Kadim.
Magically.
I say, Bringers, have you ever been to Waterend?
No, I have not. I'm trying to find some temples around here.
Oh, there are many temples in Waterend, actually.
Are there any that service helm?
Well, I think most of the churches here are kind of open to all gods.
Yes, they're
It is actually,
universal
mhm,
religion churches.
yeah, and I say, it is actually illegal to, uh, it is illegal in Waterend to, I guess, disparage other religions.
Your temple's inside, Bringers. It's inside your chest. And you need to quench the fire in there with a good drink. That's what we need to do.
Maybe we can go to the Adventurers Guild and get Bringers signed up. He's still not signed up as an
That's true.
official
And we
adventurer.
probably have to pay a fee to them.
Yep, they're gonna take a cut.
Dude, we're gonna go there, and I'm going to buy like a shot for everybody in that freaking guild, and we're gonna be really tight. Let's go. I think it's fine to unwind. I think we should go and find an apartment, lock up our stuff, and then go to the Adventurers Guild. Does that sound good to everybody?
Yeah, that sounds good. And then we can go wander around the rest of the town too.
Yeah, while we're drunk, we can go and buy random shit like Logan said.
Well,
Yeah, I'm
after
gonna keep my eyes out for whatever the strongest, most messed up thing is I can see. I don't know.
I
Plan,
do
whatever it
after
is.
we meet the Adventurers Guild, I like to go to a temple and recenter.
Oh, of course, that's fine. I mean, if you want to handle that right now, we can go and find an apartment and just meet up with you at the guild.
Yeah,
That'd be wonderful.
we'll
Yeah,
take an apartment somewhere near the spice market.
go ahead and handle whatever you need to do, man. Go ahead and recenter yourself.
All
So
right,
we part
so
ways.
near the spice market, there are two very distinct levels of housing that you can find. The first is basically the public housing. It's cheap, it's plentiful. Like there's always a space that can be found, but it's a clay baked walled room with not a whole lot going on for it. Uh, then there is the um, private merchant housing, basically. It's houses that are owned by landlords that they rent out temporarily to traveling merchants who come and go. But because these are traveling merchants, think about it like, if you're a hotel chain. If you're, Hotel 8, where you're just trying to get all the truckers and everybody who's tired off the road, you're going to charge 35 bucks a night and the room is going to be 35 bucks a night worth of room. But if you're, one of these elite hotels that caters to Jeff Bezos and other traveling, millionaires and billionaires, which is basically what merchants are, at least those ones successful enough to be able to afford this, you're going to charge a lot more. And the amount that it's worth is going to be hit and miss as far as whether it was worth that price or not.
We're gonna get a nice place.
Yeah, we have the money. How much does a nice place for, I don't know, a week cost?
Anywhere from on the low end, like 50 gold per night, all the way up to into the hundreds of gold per night. So for a week, 350 gold on the low end, all the way up to like 3,500.
How much did he give us
1,000 each,
each? Okay.
which is a
And
lot
that's
of
on
money.
top of
Yeah.
the 7,000 we kept. So basically, we all have about 2,000 plus for ourselves.
Yeah, man. We have some spending money. Let's do something with it. Let's buy a nice place. Let's lock up our gear, anything that we don't want to carry into the bar. I mean, we also have to house Tusky and Zima while we're here, and I think we can just kind of like skip through the minutia of us doing that.
Yeah, yeah. We'll do the 75 gold a night place, and get cleaned up and go out and hit the town. Go to the event when Bringers gets back. We'll go hit the Adventurers Guild, and then from there go wander around a little bit and see what we can see.
So for 75 gold a night, you get a house that is made of wood that is then covered with clay, and is the interior is draped with all kinds of silk claws and everything to hide just the clay walls. Several of the rooms are separated with beads, and there is a bathroom. It's not like flushing toilets, but the bathroom drains out into the sewers.
That's enough.
Yeah, man, dude. These I look at you guys and I say these beds have sheets. We don't have sheets.
And there's bath water. That's all we really want. I'm sure it's been a
Nice.
while.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Yeah, man. We clean up and
It has a
we
well.
There is a private artisanal well in the uh, in the house, um, in the water room of the house, and that pumps directly from the groundwater below uh, the city, thanks to the river.
cool. All right. I say we do whatever we need to do. And Bringers, did you want to handle anything at the church or?
Yeah, I'd like to kind of go to a church, look around, give a big
Yeah.
donation.
So in this part of the world, the temples are kind of like Greek temples, to where it represents all of the gods. I know some Greek temples were like dedicated to one specific god, but there were also ones that would honor all of the pantheon of gods. And that's kind of what these churches are like, where you'll find Helm and Torm and Coralone and just all of the gods, all represented. Well, not Coralone, but Moradin. The elven gods are specifically left out. No elven gods, and just the human, dwarven, halfling. No orc gods are worshipped or anything like that either.
Right. So I'm assuming there's lots of folks and other acolytes and things inside of here.
I wouldn't say lots, but there's a dozen or so apprentices milling about in simple canvas robes, Some of them are sweeping, some of them are carrying things to and fro.
So I look for the eldest, most wisest looking one there, and I just start talking to him or her, talking to them about this town, what's it about, the who runs it, how they treat holy ones here.
Well, you see, ever since Lady Belladonna's father, the late king, passed away, Lord Maxius has focused very much on the military. And so many of the public events that used to be co-sponsored with the temple are now co-opted by the military instead. So the people have lost their love for the churches and instead love Maxius and his military might.
And of his wife.
Lady
How does she,
Belladonna is the Princess Diana of this realm.
she's well respected. And how does she feel about how the church's been cordoned off from the rest of the town, that place?
Alas, Lady Belladonna has not made a public appearance in, many months.
Uh, was she a friend to the church before she disappeared?
Well, she didn't disappear, but as a young child, her father had her come and stay with the acolytes, where she was raised as an acolyte herself.
Uh, did she frequent this temple quite a bit?
Not this one.
Do you happen to know which one she partook?
The temple is the White Temple over there in the Castle District.
Understand. And I take out 10 gold pieces and put it in the general coffer area.
Oh, may the gods be with you, sir.
I do have one more question. I've had this vision of a bloodstone. I recall reading about it in my youth. What do you know of any bloodstones?
Oh, the Bloodstones are just legend. Tales told to make children stay in their beds at night.
Lots of evil. Well, thank you, kind sir, and you have a great day. And I head back to the rest of the party.
Okay.
Dude, good information, Gabe.
And party,
What
I
is
informed them of everything I found out and told them that I do want to see the White Temple when we get near it.
and what did my imp pick up after we left, or see or hear?
Lord Cromwell went into his study where he sat with the stone in front of a candle for some time before he began poring over various texts. The imp waited until Lord Cromwell got up, and then he went and took a look at the page that he was on so that you could see for yourself. It contains the same eldritch writing as the books that Darren had.
Maybe he knows that Darren was one of those dudes and they were working together. Oh man.
Yeah, you never know.
That it is certainly disconcerting. I don't know what to make of it yet, though.
Yeah, but guys, I mean, we can't let chaos come into the world. I mean, I think that's kind of our job, right, as heroes.
I mean, we need to find someone who can read this stuff.
Yeah, we gotta find somebody. Oh, maybe somebody at the White Church, like Bringers was talking about, can figure this out.
Do that
Or maybe,
later. Let's. How about for now though? We'll go to the Adventurers Guild and hit the town, and then we can go to the church and go by the. We can go to the Whitechapel and see Lord Maxius when we on the next run.
In the morning. Are you fine with that, everybody? I guess.
Yeah, that kind of works because if we're looking for somebody who can
Oh, sorry.
work with this stuff, we might be able to go. Because I wanted to try to find a wizard or magic stuff, so we could actually
I just so you
like some
know,
magic.
I can learn, comprehend languages, and read any language.
Yeah, maybe we can try. There's a lot of stuff that we haven't tried, to be honest, because we've been kind of preoccupied with getting here first. What happened? I'm not sure if you know what happened last time, but as soon as Logan tried to identify the wand that we have that is tied to this magic, he got sucked into like an alternate dimension that where he felt like he was trapped for like years and years, and he took like some physical damage. So I would just prepare you and tell you that it is. I think this is a higher magic than what we understand as human beings.
Yeah, it's definitely not a joke. It's something. Electro had to dispel magic to get me free of.
Yeah, and it barely worked. Like we tried 3 times and it barely worked.
Yeah, it was
So
a
so
mess.
this thing is messy. Yeah, this is a messy thing. So I mean, we'll give you a try, but let's try to go and speak to a professional, maybe. I mean, nothing against you, but I don't know who a professional is, but
Right? Is
We'll
it
do some research.
possible that I have a unseen servant understand the language and speak it?
I don't know. We can ask the DM.
I mean, you you could try to do that and see. Oh, and just for the record, Arn, if Logan would have attempted to escape from the Leopleurodon, he would have had advantage.
Oh, thank you. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you. So it did work.
it did work.
Okay. Do you want to try to figure that out now, or to be honest with you, I kind of just want to relax and go
Yeah,
have some fun at the bar.
we'll deal with that tomorrow. Let's enjoy the day. We got paid. We're doing well.
But yes, I do agree. We should try everything that we can tomorrow, aka next session.
Yeah.
To research this stuff.
Let's go to the Adventurers Guild, get bringers signed up, and I'd like to get the lay of the land and hear if there's been any more attacks from the Freedom Fighters, or if that's been quiet since we've been gone. And I figure the Adventurers Guild would know.
Yeah.
So
So
let's role play the entrance of this adventurous guild. I wanna do something.
yeah, so as you guys approach the large wooden front of the Adventurers Guild, you can hear inside a fight is going on.
Oh dang! Do I remember the door guy? We've seen him
The
multiple
door
times.
guy is nowhere to be seen.
Oh shit! Free entry. Let's go.
As you guys make your way inside, you can see Norman the doorman engaged in an all-out bar fight. It seems as though it's a scene from a Wild West film where everybody is just punching everybody, smashing mugs and bowls and plates over each other's head, sliding each other down the bar into the wall, flipping over tables and smashing chairs over each other's backs.
What's going on in here? I yell.
I'm going to cast Calm Emotions on the room.
Good shit.
Can I hit Arn with a chair?
What the fuck, man?
Laugh.
I don't know. I just didn't know what to do. I was in the
Armor.
moment.
I'm not gonna try to hit his head. I just wanted to plate armor, just kind of like smash it and laugh on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It just breaks, like the wooden chair breaks.
Yeah, as you guys are watching this, and Arn goes to be like, "Hey!" Dragos begins to cast Calm Emotions. Logan just picks up a chair and just smashes it across Arn's back.
Start laughing. For some reason, I'm still targeting the dinosaur. That's funny.
You hit him. You hit him from way over here.
He just launched that chair. Hey, this one is for your mother.
And I look at Logan and I say, "Really, man? You're gonna be next."
And so Dragos casts calm emotions, and some of the participants begin to calm down, and a few of the other ones are still like rolling around on the ground, biting each other's ears, and you know punching each other in the junk,
I asked
junk punching.
I asked Norman, is Norman calmed down?
Yeah, Norman's calm.
Norman, it's me, Arn. It's what's going on here?
Oh man. Okay, so this guy over here, and he points at one of the ones rolling on the ground. He's wearing shining silver and gold trimmed armor. Like this is the most ceremonial armor you've ever seen in your life. Comes walking in, just buying everybody in the house a shot and a round and a shot and a round. And then these three, and he points over to three halflings that are just like running through, sneak attacking everybody, like but with saps, so they're just knocking everybody out. Uh, Challenge him to a dice game, and before you know it, he's wagering that armor, and the halflings, well, wouldn't you know it, they came up with the dragon's horde, and oh, I have a custom dice game that is played in my worlds, and the
We've
dragon's
played it before.
horde is oh yeah, you guys did play it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, with the gypsies, they taught us how to play.
Yeah, so he scooped the pot. But then he accuses them of cheating, and before you know it.
Well, I mean, sounds like a problem that they should deal with themselves. I mean, either they calm down or they get kicked out, right? I mean, I don't know what the rules are here. I think one of the rules was to not fight inside of the guild, right?
You all know the rules, because there aren't any rules.
And then people start punching.
What are you on
How many
crack? Of course there's rules.
how many people are there in here?
The Adventurers Guild in Waterran, on any given day, houses 100 to 250 people, and proudly boasts membership in over 1,000.
Well, that sucks.
Okay, there's
That
definitely a
people.
lot in here.
Yeah, I mean, I say people have calmed down. There's only the people that are assholes that are kind of fighting. Let's just pay for bringers, get them signed up officially with the guild.
Wait, you have to join the guild?
We all paid. Yep.
Yeah, we all paid. Remember?
No, it's a different character.
Oh, really?
You
Wait.
guys been giving these guys money?
I mean, it's kind of what we need to do in order to be like official.
And we get more work that
Yeah, it's kind of like having a license.
And instead of getting your treasure confiscated, you just have to pay a tax on it.
All right, so what do I owe these guys then for the membership?
200 gold each, right? Yeah.
and I'll
Oh,
tell
no,
them about
they give me money, don't they?
the 3,000 gold. I'll tell them about the 2,000 gold. Uh, Lord Cromwell paid us for the job.
Ah, yes. So that'll be our 10% cut of that. So that's 200 plus 200 for him and 200 for him. So that'll be 600 total, please.
I'll pay my share.
I pair my share.
I'll cover the 200 of the for the tax.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks, but I mean, it gives us more work. We're like more reputable. I mean, it's just better for our name.
Plus, if you try to bring a wagon with 30,000 gold pieces into town, normally the guards just take it. And you might get some of it back, maybe.
But we're adventurers, so they're not allowed to touch it, or because it's the guilds or the cities or
Right,
whatever.
right. You're
Yeah.
part of the official guild, so you guys get to bring in any treasure you want. You pay your tax to the Adventurers Guild, and the Adventurers Guild pays their tithes or taxes or whatever to the Lord.
Yeah, we just do that, and I say we sit down and we just kind of relax. I mean, unless anybody really wants to do something else in here, I don't really know what else is going on.
A round of drinks and check it out. But otherwise, we can roll out. And if you guys want, would you rather check out the markets or do you want to? Oh,
I
I
want
do
to
want
go
to
to
ask.
the market.
I do want to ask real quick about if there's been any activity from the dissidents, terrorist freedom fighters, whatever you want to call them.
A mug goes flying right over your head and smashes on the wall behind you. Uh, yeah. The only thing we know for sure is that Lord Maxius has declared that the freedom fighter, the so-called freedom force, will be eradicated before Heroes Day, and that the Heroes Day parade will also be a triumph.
How far is the Heroes Day? I forgot.
About 30 days out.
Okay, so a
Well,
whole
like
month.
25 now.
Okay, all right. And I mean,
What does he mean
we've
by
been, we've been out of town for a while. I mean, can you just kind of catch us up? We've been out of town for about 2 weeks now. Has anything gone on here or through? I think we've been out of town for a while, actually doing this mission.
What do I
capture the freedom?
what do I look like? The newsprint?
I
I'll give
mean,
them an extra. I'll give
yeah,
them an extra 3 gold. Just give us the highlight.
and I'll put a beer down in front of him, like a tall stein.
All right. Well, in the last 2 weeks, there has been protests outside the castle district, which have been suppressed by the military, and Lady Belladonna has not been seen, and she usually would be distributing foodstuffs to the poor the week before the Heroes celebration, the Heroes Fest. However, um, nobody has seen or heard from her or any of her um, ladies in waiting to prepare for such an event. Like
Well, that's a
it's a big thing to have the princess of the whole frickin' place be out in the alleyways distributing bread to the poor. You got to have guards. You have to have the streets like prepped and you know all of that. So there's work to be done weeks leading up to something like that, and nobody's contacted anybody about it.
well, that's strange. I'm aware she usually has a social presence in the town, and that's very strange to hear.
Yeah,
Which
like for
is she
instance, my cousin runs the Builders Guild, and nobody has contacted him about building a carriage. Is that what they're called? But like the hand carriages where like four dudes just carry you around on a litter.
Sure.
Yeah. So like nobody's contacted him about building a litter for that event, and like she always rides in a custom safety built litter, you know, every year.
Yeah, I look at the party now that we're hearing this, and he's keeping her away from everybody.
I'm gonna send the. Having heard this, I'm gonna send the imp back to keep an eye on the palace for the next couple of days. I want to know everything that's going on inside the palace.
Well, everything going on inside the palace might be a bit much, but how about just the juicy bits?
Yeah, but we can that can wait for tomorrow or the.
Yeah, maybe you can prep a little bit more on that, and then we can handle the market today and see if we can find something cool, something splendorous.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Because I think that's what we're gonna next session. We're gonna have a lot of researching to do.
So, uh is that all for the Adventurers Guild? Did anybody have anything else they wanted to?
Um, Besides seeing if the people that we met there, like the hotshot people that we saw there before, they're probably not there, but I know that they were kind of hotshots in the guild, right? They were kind of like
Yeah,
they were kind of like
Revenant.
yeah, with the Revenant guy, they were
yeah,
kind of what is the word I'm looking for? Kind of like veterans of the guild. They kind of like made a name for themselves.
yeah. They,
Are
they
we known at all? Like when we stroll into town or in the guild, is anything known of us, or like do people recognize us at all? Or
uh
I'm wondering of what our status is right now. Are we still like nothing?
Well,
uh
they know we don't like women, that's for sure.
roll an investigation check.
Can we all roll? Maybe we can all get a kind of a
Sure.
sense. Yeah, I have no clue. I drink too much. I don't drink very often. Maybe Electo hears some whisper about us.
Yeah, so Electo trained as a soldier and knows how to talk to some of the more grizzled guards and obvious veterans, and finds out that um, someone recognized Dragos, and so you guys are known as the bastards.
The bastards.
Yeah, because even though Dragos is highborn, he's effectively a bastard because like he has no chance of inheriting.
He's not even the like biggest one. We can't be like the Wolf Riders or something. I don't know.
Nope.
We can't
And
be
we,
like Griffin born or I don't know.
We are at war with Carpathia, so it might be noticed.
Dang it, Dragos, you're ruining our presence.
the Bastards has a good populist ring to it.
Well, hopefully we can become like something other than the bastards one day.
So you guys you know see that the evening meal was already being served, but it is now like all over the walls, and this turned into a total food fight situation. So do you want to try and get something to eat here, or do you want to just head to the market, or what do you want to do?
Keep that out in the market. Let's go get street food.
All right, so uh as you guys may have remembered, the guild is pretty much right next to the market. And so you guys step out of the guild and are just once again assaulted by the smells, but this time it's the market at night, and there's all kinds of lights and excitement as people are lighting off fireworks and showing off fire dancing and fire breathing, and some even have like bioluminescent wares for sale, while others are showing actual magical, items that like light up and glow and stuff like that. So like even though it's the market at night, it's like Times Square at night, where it just lights up and becomes even more alive.
Awesome. Let's
Electro, we can get magic tattoos.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
is there a tattoo
Looking
like
for
aren't
anything at
there
all.
magic tattoos in 5e now? Is that something we can do here?
Yeah.
Can I get a tattoo on my head? Because I'm bald.
You're the tattoo hair on your head?
No,
No,
just some
like cool.
badass designer.
An elephant.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely.
Hold up. I gotta look up these magic tattoos. I wanna see what this is.
I haven't seen them in a while. I haven't looked at them in a while, but I remember seeing them when they came out. It's pretty cool.
And then, as always in the market, everything you could possibly want is up for sale. Kids for sale.
Oh, no thanks.
I meant baby goats.
Still no
Yeah,
thanks.
Waterend's not that bad. They're somewhat civilized. They're actually somewhat stuffy, I guess.
A little. But yeah, everything from cooked foods to still living animals to fresh seafood and exotic pets and I mean clothes and weapons and just everything you could possibly want is for sale here.
Okay, I want to find what the strongest thing that I can drink. I don't even care about the potion. Whatever the strongest thing that I can find to
Did
get a hold
somebody
of.
say potion, my friend? I have potions that can do wondrous things. They will turn you into a dragon in both strength and stature.
Is there one that makes you small?
Ah, you are searching for the truly exotic. Yes, come, come. And he shows you, he pulls a canvas off of a little hand cart, and inside is a chest, like a cabinet that he opens up, and there's just dozens and dozens, possibly hundreds of little potion bottles. And he reaches and grabs one that the bottle itself is made out of some kind of clay, so you can't see what's inside. And he says, "This is what you are looking for."
Okay, I want to get messed up, but I'm also cheap, so come on.
For you, my friend, 100 gold pieces.
That actually seems like a pretty good deal. He seems like a trustworthy guy, right, everyone?
Good luck.
I'm at a tattoo parlor. I'll see you later.
Me too.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'll pay it.
You pay the
Congratulations.
100 gold pieces, and he hands you a unordained plain clay jar that or clay vial that has some amount of liquid in it.
Okay, I'll save this for the worst possible time to drink it.
Okay.
Not yet. I'll wait and see what everyone else is
Oh, come on, drink it.
Can
What if
I
he
get
No.
actually turns into a dragon? That'd be crazy.
doing. Yeah, I'll wait until everyone else is drinking at a bar or something. I don't want to be the only one right now. I'm gonna
so
mix it with a bottle of wine or
um talking about tattoos, in Tasha's there's a tattoo called the masquerade tattoo. How much, like, would I be able to find, like, would this tattoo parlor be able to make that kind of tattoo, and how much would it be?
So you guys have to roll investigate to see if you can find a magical tattoo
I'm
Ooh.
with
tattoo
Electa. I'll let
artist,
Electa handle that. I'm not very good at investigating.
tattooist.
Run. I found the best one.
Well,
Whoa, a
you
hole in the
you
wall.
you you got some information. Let's be clear about that. If there's none available, then that's what the information you would have found. Uh, but it does so happen that they say, "Oh, you want the crazy old uh Tiger Man from the Five Kingdoms. He's over there." And you see an old man tattooing in the old style, not with a nice needle and thread and ink, but rather by making incisions and then rubbing the ink into the cut and all of that. So he has a very uh, old method of tattooing.
Let's go see the guy.
You
Is
see
he?
you see a man who is dressed in a long green silk robe that looks like it's wearing him, and he is extremely skinny and frail, and he tattoos by taking a sharp rock and then some ash and ink and rubbing it into the incisions that he makes. He just got done tattooing a man who is wearing the top knot of the warriors of the Five Kingdoms. And as he puts his shirt back on, you can see that he has tattooed a dragon face onto his chest.
That's cool.
I'm gonna just hide nearby.
Okay. We walk in and I see the guy and I say, "Nice tattoo, man."
He appears not to understand your language as he merely bows deeply and then exits.
Oh, okay. And I bow to him. See you later. The tiger guy, he's very skinny, right?
Extremely skinny.
Okay. Since he's done, I say, "Hello, sir."
He just looks at you. His long white beard and mustache kind of just blowing slightly in the night breeze. He has on one of those traditional Chinese style square hats and just lets his long white beard and mustache be the only movement you see as he sits in perfect Zen stillness staring at you.
Is he a tabaxi?
Nope, he's a human.
Oh, human. Okay. Electo, do you want to go first?
Yes.
Go for it, man. I'm still looking for what I want anyway. So see if you can get some. See if this thing is real or not. I'm not sure.
Okay. I'll give it a go. Are you familiar with the tattoo styles from the south of here in Al Qadim? I asked the guy.
He gives the slightest of nods.
All right. Um, I'd like to get a tattoo, over the back of my skull, kind of in like a tribal design, kind of like I'll oh, sorry, some famous person from Al Qadim that has tattoos, something similar to those.
He holds out his hand.
I look at Arn and say, "Here we go."
Give it a try, man.
He still has his hand extended.
How much would the tattoo be?
He makes no indication that he even understands the question.
Hmm.
Maybe just grab his hand and I don't know. See what he does.
Okay. Uh, I'll take out oh gosh, I don't know how much tattoos are. 50 gold. and press it into his hand and shake his hand.
Give you a rough idea as like metagaming. What's the rarity of the tattoo? It should have listed in the info, like the rarity. If it's
Yeah,
legendary, then
it's the one I was looking at is just a common one. It just lets you disguise yourself and like change the shape of the tattoos.
oh yeah, so common. If the DM runs it the same as magic items, it's not. It's less than 1,000 gold, somewhere in that. That's just by standard D&D magic item costs.
Yeah. Well, and don't you generally pay like part up front and then after they finish you pay the rest so that, just showing him that I mean to get the tattoo.
Is handing this guy 50 gold a joke? Chat. I mean DM.
Yes.
Okay, carry Electo. Hand him like 500 gold.
Okay. I grumble and say, okay, here you go.
As you hand him a bag of 500 gold pieces, it touches his hand, and suddenly his hand erupts in white flame and consumes the gold.
I
Sit down, wussy.
guess so. Hey, I'll sit down.
As you sit down, he begins to carve into your skull with his sharp rock and hard press ash and ink into the wounds.
I'm not making any noise whatsoever, just kind of grimacing a little bit.
When he's finished, you now have a um, green ink tattoo of the design.
I say thank you very much, and I am admiring my new design in the mirror.
Does he do anything or say anything to him, or he just kind of like
He
motions
just
him away?
he
Like,
just he just sits there.
oh, do you feel different? Do you feel masqueraded? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, so as part of the masquerade tattoo, it's a bonus action that I can change the tattoo into any color or pattern and move it to any area of my skin. So I can have any type of tattoo that I want.
All right, cool. Um, I go up to the guy and I have etched on a piece of paper, or I have etched on the back of a letter, um, a symbol that a lot of warriors in my tribe get, but it's been kind of modified. I don't know how to explain it, but I'll find a picture that I want it to look like and post it later.
Okay.
And I show him the picture, and I sit on the chair. And what I want is a blood fury tattoo. And I put out. So I know this is expensive. I don't know how expensive, but I'm gonna put 2,000 gold in a bag, and then put it in his hand, and see what he feels like.
What was the rarity on that?
Wondrous item tattoo. Oh, this thing is legendary.
Yeah.
like the
Um,
highest of rarest of rare.
Let me see how much they cost.
50,000.
All right, I give him 50,000 gold. Let me see. Oof, rare is
We're robbing
5,000.
the old man's house tonight.
Very rare is 50,000. Okay. Give me a second. Can we handle somebody else? Anybody else want to go buy
Oh,
something?
and very rare is
Yeah, that's like
50,000. So legendary would be like,
500,000.
yeah,
it's like
anywhere from
God.
250 to 500,000. Yeah.
Dang it. Okay, let me find another one.
Think your eyes are bigger than your purse strings.
And what was that, Logan? What do you want?
Yeah, I'm looking something up. I want to see. I'd like to. What's Bringer's doing? He's kind of.
Yeah, what is everybody else up to?
Well,
I'm looking for perhaps a big town, maybe a pearl of power, maybe a breastplate plus one, maybe both.
So, you have to roll investigate to be able to ask around for specific stuff like that. So if you're looking for magical armor, that's actually a little bit easier to find. Like you just,
I have some experience with smithing, so I can help you with that.
Well, my investigate's really low, so I guess is there someone that's not looking for anything that has good investigate?
I can help you look. I finished getting my tattoo.
he says as his head is still kind of bleeding.
Well, could
I look much cooler this way, I say.
you see if there's someone around there that would have a pearl of power?
Yes, in 1 second when my fantasy grounds stops like pinwheeling. 1 second.
Okay, I know what tattoo I want as well.
Got a 16.
Yeah, so you ask around, and there are some people who have all kinds of pearls. However, what you're looking for, the pearl of power, um, they say that you're gonna need to go and see the Guild of Mages, and they operate a small guild, and they do sell pearls of power. However, they sell them at 500 gold pieces each.
All right, then I would like to head over there, and I thank Electo for helping find me that information.
No problem.
Man, the item I found gives me an ability that I already have. I spent so much time looking for it too.
What did you want?
There's a thing in Theros called bronze skin, and you pour it over yourself, and it's basically like an armor.
Oh,
It's
that's
like a
cool.
thin layer of metal, but it only gives you resistance to fire. So
I see, and you already have
You
the.
you just pour it over yourself. A
yeah,
crown for a king.
it's really cool. They came up with it in Theros. It's like a Greek thing, right? Like a bronze shell.
I don't think that's how bronzer works.
It just kind
Yeah,
of
right.
I
freaking.
just keep rubbing it in every night. It'll help.
Head over
Okay.
to the Guild of Mages and inquire about the pearl of power.
Yeah, so they actually have 3 different kinds of pearls of power. They have the regular pearl of power. They have the black pearl of power, and then they have the iridescent or see-through pearl of power.
I inquire as to the differences between the three.
Well, this one will do the regular thing. What does it do? Recover 1 spell slot?
Every dawn.
Yep. And this one gives you an extra spell slot.
Ooh, that's good for a warlock.
So instead of recovering a spell slot, it just gives you 1 extra bonus spell slot as long as you carry it.
That's almost better, right, Bringers?
Yes and no. I mean, it just really depends, because then you can't just use it to recover the spell slot, you have to still get the short rest. So, I mean, it depends.
That's true.
And finally, the iridescent one, he says, "This, you can't even afford it."
He has some change. What does it cost?
This is
So
5,000 gold pieces.
Okay, if it's cool enough, what does it do? What does it do?
If you dispel a spell, you transform it into your own spell slot.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay, what do you think, Bringers?
Well, I think that the spell one would be kind of hard
And it is a lot of money.
because the spell cost actually a spell slot to get a spell slot back. So you're breaking even, right?
You're breaking even, but not because you dispelled their spell. So
So it's
you
free dispel
dispelled
magic,
it's a free dispel, right? Exactly.
It's a free dispel, but that's all you can use it for is a dispel.
But it's
How
a
Yeah.
much did you say
free
that?
dispel.
How
Is
much
it? Is
did you
it? Is
say
it?
that one
Sorry.
is? How much did you say that one is? Because one of my main features as a war wizard is using dispel magic. So if it's giving me a bonus to doing that, then maybe I would want that one.
5,000.
As well as dispel, does it? Can you use like counterspell and it also does the same thing, or?
Oh
Um,
yeah. That's what I meant. Counterspell.
oh shit, that's powerful, guys. Free counterspell.
Yeah, free counterspell.
I get power surges for successfully counterspelling or dispelling magic.
Hmm. That's a very defensively wizard thing. I don't know if you're a defensive wizard or if somebody here is more of like a defensive person. Do warlocks and clerics or whatever? What are you, a celestial warlock? Do they get counterspell?
You can grab it to level 3, I think,
Hmm.
but I don't even have that for a while.
Yeah.
But the other one, the one that gives you a short rest one, that would be nice. That's better than the other one. Once a day, you can get a slot back. The other one is you get a slot back basically every short rest.
Yeah, because you just add one spell slot
Right.
basically, and you get it back every short rest. So that's pretty good for you.
That's for sure. And how much is
That
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 one?
okay. So
500.
the regular white one is 500. That's your standard pearl of power. Then the black one, which gives you an extra spell, or yeah, it gives you an extra spell slot. No, I had that reversed. I'm so sorry. The iridescent one gives you the extra spell slot. That one is 1,000 gold pieces, and then the one that gives you basically a free counter spell is 5,000.
But you have to have the counter spell before you can use it, though.
Basically, yeah.
So you got to cast counter spell on something and to be able to use it.
Right. Effectively, what it's doing is absorbing. So when you counterspell, instead of like deflecting the magic or like negating it in some way, you like absorb it into the pearl.
Right. Well, I think I would like the middle one because I can't even cast that other spell for a couple levels. So
Yep. So 1,000 gold pieces, and it is all yours.
all right, we didn't share that other money yet, so I think I have it.
I noticed that third level spells like scrolls are like 500 gold. Can I secretly keep an eye out? I'm looking for something in particular of third level spells.
What are you looking for?
Um, I want to keep this secret from the rest of the group.
Oh, send it to me in private on Discord.
So I hand them the 1,000 and I say, "Thank you, kind sir."
Yep,
If
and they give you the pearl.
Goodbye, dude.
okay, so I want the $5,000 one, but I only have 1,500 gold. But
Well, it looks like you're poor.
yeah, thanks. Okay, but I had an idea. You know how people buy spell books? I guess I don't know that many like super rare spells, but what if I transcribed a spell book and sold that? Would I be able to make any money?
Possibly.
Okay.
Just I don't know how we're gonna spend this 8,000 gold that we have back at home, but I think it might be a good buy for the team just having that pearl on Electo. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, he definitely gets a surge of power with that spell, so it's definitely more useful than anyone else having.
It's a pretty powerful item.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I wouldn't be casting. I mean, I'd cast counter spell, but that's not. If he gets something in addition to it, that's
Yeah, he
like
gets
a ramp.
those. Yeah, exactly. He gets those surges, and every time he uses that, you get a surge plus a free counter spell. So it's pretty amazing.
Free counter spells huge.
Yeah, gigantic.
Especially if we're going to deal with more aberrations.
Yeah, if so, I mean, there's going to be a lot of spells coming up in our future. So
Well, speaking of which, Electro has to get ink and paper for the spell book, so he is
Are
prepared if we come
Yeah.
across.
Oh, I think the item thing might have been a separate thing from this because, yeah, I have all the Rob stuff loaded, so.
do we want
Yeah.
to invest? Do we want to use some of that gold? How does everybody feel on that?
I'm fine with giving them 5,000 for it.
Awesome. And I will use some of my own money to buy paper and pen and stuff so that I can write a spell book with all the spells that I know and sell it, and then I'll give you guys back whatever I can make, which is probably not 5,000, but it should be something.
Okay.
You might have to write multiple novels to make that money back.
No, he might be able to make scrolls and just
Yeah,
pawn them off.
make spell scrolls.
Sell them for 500 piece, maybe. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I mean, I guess Bringers is with Electo anyway, and Bringers has all the gold in his bag.
Yep.
So I
All
guess
right, so I should just buy it now and give it to Electo. Wait, Electo's with me.
yeah.
Yep. Yep.
So
So
I say I'll take the other one as well.
all right. And since you're buying them, you can have all three.
Whoa, nice.
Yay. And in a rare display of emotion, I hug Bringers and say, "This is the best day of my life."
And I had 5,000. We make sure we tell the party that's the case. I don't think I took it.
Yeah.
You get back and we shake out the bag and there's 2,000 gold. We're like, wait, what? What happened to all the gold?
But I still want to find a +1 shield or breastplate, whatever one looks easier.
Sure.
Real quick, can I just do that tattoo real quick? That way you guys can do whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna sneak around looking for the item I'm looking for. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
What tattoo?
This will be the last of what I want to do. You guys can handle the rest. I want to get the life well tattoo. It's a rare item. I have 3,000 gold and it's a rare item which costs 5,000. But can I make a plea to the guy and see if he'll help me out?
Uh. Yeah. What's your plea? What are you trying to?
Well, I just don't have enough money, and I'd be like, hey man, like this thing is really cool.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, does he take 3,000? I mean, that's all the gold I have on me. So I have like my whole bag, like my sack, and I ask him for the life well tattoo, and I put it on his hand.
As he puts it on his hand, he consumes it, but then holds out his hand again.
Oh, dude, can I have that money back? I'm out. I have nothing.
He continues to hold out his hand.
How
Oh,
short
come
are
on,
you?
man.
How short are you?
I'm like 2,000 short.
Drago will cover it.
Really?
Yeah, you can just owe me the money.
He's gonna brand you with his brand now.
He's gonna put like Dragos Incorporated on my butt.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Can I get that? I want a tattoo on my back. I take off my armor.
All right, so you put the remaining 2,000 on, and he consumes it, and then when he goes to tattoo you, um, instead of giving you, just the tattoo that you wanted, he also uh, places a minor curse on you.
Oh, come on, man.
Yep,
What
that
happens?
that's what you get for not giving him the full payment right away.
What?
So now every morning when you wake up, you must succeed on a Constitution save difficulty class 10 on the first day, increasing by one every day until you either uh, fail three in a row or succeed
Pass.
succeed on 10. And
Succeed on 10.
yep.
So that
So
would mean it. So it's a 10 at first.
it's yeah, it's a 10 at first. So 10,
So I mean,
11, 12, 13,
oh, okay.
on and on. And you either have to succeed at 10 total or fail at 3 in a row before the curse will be lifted. Every morning you have to roll, at disadvantage,
Oh,
uh,
come on.
a,
What is this curse?
a
What the heck?
Constitution save or be exhausted for the day.
I paid $5,000 for a curse.
Yep. You also get the tattoo, but
We
it comes with a minor curse for dicking him around.
We'll find someone to remove it. Don't worry.
That's a
we'll
huge.
take you to a temple and get this curse off.
What'd you say, David?
We'll take you to a temple and get this curse removed.
Hopefully we can get somebody to do that. I storm out the freaking shop. I say, "You're a scam artist, man."
Meanwhile, Electo's
Hey, you
out
pay
here.
now.
I say, "Fuck you, dude," and I walk out.
Fuck you.
Fuck you, man.
Fuck you.
No, fuck you.
See, you got greedy.
I go.
I still gave him the money, asshole.
Try
Whatever.
to fuck me. I fuck you.
Okay. Let's switch over to well, that's all I want to do. I don't know what else anybody wants to do.
Okay, yeah. Is there anything else that anybody would like to get taken care of while we wrap up this night in Waterran and await the imps reports and other research that will take place next session?
No, I'm good.
Just
No, I
the
messaged you
breastplate.
the secret thing that I
Yes.
was up to.
Yes, we'll deal with that.
Perfect.
Just the breastplate or the shield, whatever ones I find first.
Yes. So finding armor smiths around here is actually quite easy, and all of them claim to have, you know, magic enchanted armor. However, I do believe somebody has detect magic for you to be able to find the people who
Yeah, I
are.
do.
Yeah.
It's a
So
ritual, but I can do it.
yeah. So you eventually find the people hooking up the legit +1 stuff. So what would you like?
You owe me a bottle of wine for that, though.
Well, I can correct detect magic too, but I will give you a bottle of wine.
I've been doing this for a long time. Okay, I know what I'm doing.
The breastplate
Okay.
+1.
Yeah. So let me double check here. Yeah, so that would be uncommon. And what's the price of a breastplate again? I forget.
400.
400. So let's go with 1,000 gold pieces.
All right. So I sold the breastplate I had on me for half, right? That's what it
Yes.
goes. And I I I guess I can't ask the group if I can borrow 480 gold pieces, but I
Hey
asked
man,
Electo, what do you think if I borrow 480 gold pieces to get this breastplate and pay it back?
Yeah, I can give you the 480 or will you borrow it?
Aren't you in debt to the group too? You're like, yeah, I'll borrow it to you. Just add it to my tab.
Nobody said that. They
So
said,
I
should we invest in getting this pearl of power?
so
Just want to make sure we
I
do have the
give a
gold somewhere.
thousand.
Yeah, and you get a breastplate that is made out of a very rare um, cobalt blue steel kind of metal, and it glows in the moonlight like it's bioluminescent almost.
very cool.
Thank you. So I put it on once I find it and thank Electo profusely and the gentleman who sold it to me, and I bow.
Okay, what's his curse?
his
It's not fair.
his
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
his curse is that he glows in the dark.
His curse is that he looks fly.
Uh, so yeah, after a night of shopping and stocking up and um, resupplying, the party heads off for a long rest and to do some more research here in the town of Waterran. We'll find out what dangers and adventures await them in the future and whether or not they will succeed in their long-term goal of ousting Lord Maxius. In the meantime, I want to thank you all for playing. I want to thank anyone who's watching. And as always, everyone, good gaming.